Howdy folks, hope you're all having a good one, and welcome back to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, where we have just liberated Hinek of Kunstadt, also known as the Dry Devil, an infamous robber baron. The rescue didn't go entirely without incident, but hey, any landing you can walk away from and all that.
Welcome back, Hinek.
If it wasn't for you, I'd still be getting worked over by those bastards in Sigismund's camp. You saved my arse, fellas. Although, I have a second hole in it now because of you. Ouch!
There was an accident. I couldn't hit you that well, even if I wanted to.
That would be a shame. We'd be hard-pressed to find another horseman like him.
Spare me the flattery. It's enough you thought I was worth saving. Warms the cockles of my heart.
Don't thank me until you know what we're up to.
Ha ha! I knew there was a reason you rescued me. What's your plan?
We need to find John of Liechtenstein and finally rescue Lord Capon.
Who the fuck are they?
You'll learn that soon enough. But we have more important things to attend to. First things first, Henry. How are we doing, Devil? Do you have some kind of hideout? What about your people?
Hideout? That old camp was a shithole.
Don't insult our home from home.
Shush! We can stay here.
Here? For all to see?
This here hole is far from town, and has such a bad reputation that decent people are afraid to come here. As long as you're paying, old Treadlight will serve you wholeheartedly. This place has everything we need, and people who come here can be recruited for some dirty work.
And there are no fleas in the beds.
Furthermore, it's called the Devil's Den, and I like that.
All right, have it your way. Henry, go to the innkeeper and arrange our stay here. But back to the point, Devil. What about your people?
My people? Kubianka isn't enough for you.
No, he isn't.
That's too bad. Oh, they fucked off somewhere. They didn't send any messages to my jail cell.
We'll have to do something about that. But first, you should go and see Catherine. See if she's settled in and if she's all right. She said she'd try to find work at the Hangman's Halter Tavern.
All right, I'll go alone. What will you be doing?
I don't know about these two, but I'll be having a rest. I'm not going to sit on a horse for a while anyway.
But we don't have time for that. We need more people. The three of us could just about make an infamous cabbage-stealing band. The best thing would be to recruit from your old comrades.
Forget it. It hurts like you shot off one of my arse cheeks. I can barely stand.
At least tell me what happened to your infamous Devil's Pack. Where can we find them?
Yeah, I'd like to know that too. Where are they, Kubianka? Why didn't you lot free me from jail?
You gather a band of criminals and then you are surprised they cannot be trusted?
So, nobody's left?
Some might return now that the devil is back.
Well, if they're not already swinging on the gallows somewhere.
How will you find them? They could be anywhere.
We'll have to search for them. Will you help us, Henry?
Oh, wonderful. Will you at least tell me where to start?
I'd love to. But I don't even know who survived that fuck-up.
Not many of us are left. Janos and Adder were the first to run. I reckon they are gorging themselves somewhere. If they have any coin.
What about Behuta and his brother? They've always been reliable.
Slavik died, Behuta took it badly. He's not coming back.
Fuck. Henry may be able to convince him.
I doubt it, but he can try.
Do we have anyone else?
Well, there's Matthew and Roniak, but who knows where they ended up.
And that's all.
We could also try those rebellious farmers who are fighting against Sigismund around here.
I don't want any dirty peasants. I want my old pack.
In that case, there's no one else left.
Well, if you want your old pack, maybe get off your lazy arse and help me find them.
And where should we look for them? I don't even know where to start.
I think I could help you with some of them. Come and see me when you want to get started.
So, Liechtenstein or the Devil's Gang?
I'll visit the town first. If Catherine's waiting for me there, I'll have to hurry. The sooner we find Liechtenstein, the sooner we can free Capon.
What is it with this bird? What kind of stupid name is that anyway?
I'll tell you everything before Henry returns. Henry, you should hurry up and come right back here once you're done. Do you understand?
So, welcome to the Kuttenberg region. Got a bunch of things I need to do. Speak to the innkeeper to arrange our stay here. Track down Devil's gang, speak to Catherine in Kuttenberg, but the first and most important thing that I need to do... Oh, hello Mutt, good to see you're still in one piece. But the first and most important thing I need to do is get rid of this bloody awful looking helmet. I mean, it's a great helmet, but it looks ridiculous. So this, I think it's pronounced Houndskull Bassinet? Whatever. It's not just about a helmet, it also doesn't look ridiculous. So that's going on straight away, and then I can always sell the old one. The old one's actually fairly valuable. 1,300 groschen. I mean, that's not the amount of money I'm going to get for it, but it's the amount I would pay for it if I was buying it from a merchant. Still, I'll get a couple of hundred groschen for it. Anyway, first things first.
Good day
Rooms.
to you.
Greetings to you two.
Will you be spending the night?
Seems that way. Do you have a room for us? At least for a few days.
But of course. We have 2 free rooms just upstairs. I'll have them cleaned up.
Don't even bother cleaning them, innkeeper.
Treadlight. The name's Treadlight.
If you want to find out about side quests in the area, the innkeeper is always the best person to speak to.
What's new around here, innkeeper?
There's trouble with demons in Old Kutner. There was a great tragedy one time in the mine near there. It's abandoned now. The ground collapsed, and a pit to hell opened up there. There's talk that young Bruttons form a fight club in Horsham. Maybe they'll let you into their circle. And then Smolka came by. She's the one who runs the bathhouse across the street. She said a fella came in, all restless and fidgety, saying he wanted a girl. That he wanted to take her somewhere else, and Smolka wouldn't have it. But when he offered to pay double, she agreed. You know how it is. These days, every groschen counts.
Was he a fucking pig?
If only that.
So what did he do?
The girl came running in all beaten up. Smolka couldn't get her to talk about what happened, but it wasn't pretty. I went to see her. The girl was all blue with bruises. Her knees blooded. Not a pretty sight.
Who was this fella?
The way Smolka described him to me, he must have come with Sigismund's army. Probably a deserter. I've seen a few of those around here.
Have you any idea where I could find him?
Rumour has it he's been sleeping in a shepherd's abandoned dugout, just outside the forest nearby.
I'll take care of him.
I'm glad to hear it. And don't spare him. A lot of scum is coming here, but enough is enough. When you're done with him, go to see Smolka at the bathhouse. She'll be glad to have one less thing to worry about. And that's about it.
Sounds interesting. Thank you, innkeeper.
So, absolutely no shortage of things to do around here. First things first, I'm heading to Kuttenberg. Need to meet up with Catherine. Find out what's happening to John of Liechtenstein.
Go!
Because he's my ticket to finding Lord Capon. I mean, you know, Ziska's got his plans, but all I care about is finding Lord Capon. And what is this? This is already the single biggest settlement I've seen in the game so far. That's like 3 times the size of Troskowitz. Don't know what this place is. It's the first town I've come across on the way from the Devil's Den to Kuttenberg. What's with all the smoke? Are those charcoal ovens? Because that was quite an industry at this time. Because blacksmiths needed charcoal to smelt their iron and steel. I mean, you could use coal, but it wasn't as good. And yet, sure enough, I've just discovered a blacksmith and a sharpening wheel here. And also the fast travel point for this town, which goes by the name of Grund, and it seems to be, well, possibly the major source of charcoal in the region. I mean, blacksmiths traditionally use charcoal, because it does burn hotter, and it burns cleaner, and it's less likely to contaminate the iron or the steel. But it burns faster than coal, and it's a lot more expensive. because you don't just dig it out of the ground the way you do with coal. It has to be processed, hence all of the charcoal burning ovens in the village behind us. Eventually, I think coal did kind of supersede the use of charcoal in blacksmithing, mostly because it was just easier to get a hold of and it was cheaper. You can process coal though and turn it into coke, which, like charcoal, burns hotter and cleaner than raw coal. And it's still cheaper and easier to get your hands on in quantity than charcoal. Here's an interesting little fact for you. Coke was never originally supposed to be a blacksmithing product. It was discovered by brewery workers in Derbyshire, England in 1642. You see, the wood that they used to heat the malt mixture during the brewing process for their beer was growing scarce, so they tried using coal instead. What they discovered was that the sulphur in the coal left the beer and the ale with a nasty taste, so they decided to char the coal or heat it enough to burn off the sulphur before using it to heat the malt. And they found that the resulting product, Coke, burned hotter than coal and didn't have a negative effect on the beer. 60 years later, a guy called Abraham Darby, who'd been an apprentice in the brewery, applied this technique to the coal that he used to smelt iron in his ironworks, and the quality of the resulting iron products, like pans and pots, was massively improved by the low sulphur concentration in the coke. And so the technique spread and enhanced the production of iron around the world. It's a couple of hundred years after this game is set, though, so they're still using charcoal. Oh, wait a minute. Hang on. I think this must be Kuttenberg. It's a bit bigger than Grund. I mean, I was impressed by Grund, but oh, check this place out. 3 times the size of Troskowitz, and look at this. Holy crap. I wonder if you can explore it all. You've got a vineyard here outside the walls. At least I think so. That's what it looks like. The walls are pretty impressive. I wonder how much of this they've actually modelled. Well, model's the wrong word. They've obviously modelled all of it, but how much of it is actually accessible? Alright, as well as the walls and the buttresses, they've got a ditch. No moat, obviously the whole place is built on a hillside. It slopes, so you couldn't have a water moat. Wow, look at this. Alright, so it looks like the battlements are accessible. Because, I mean, you know, it's easy to do a city in a game that looks impressive. I suppose the most extreme example would be Night City in Cyberpunk 2077. And Night City is amazing. And it seems to be way, way bigger than Kuttenberg here, but most of Night City was just scenery. You couldn't actually go inside most of the buildings. I mean, Night City was amazing, but the actual playable area in Night City, other than the streets, wasn't that big. But I wonder how many of these buildings in Kuttenberg you can get into and actually misbehave. Get up to no good. Also, this place... I mean, I saw it from the walls from the outside and I thought, oh, this is a big town. But I don't think I was seeing the whole thing. It seems bigger than it certainly appeared to be from the angle that I was viewing it from on the approach. At least from the north west, coming down from Grund and the Devil's Den. The street market.
The best wares on the market. Come and take the finest wares.
This is pretty impressive. I'm going to check it out on foot, see who's selling stuff. Okay. Can't actually interact with all of the merchants. Alright, a little disappointing.
A fine day for some fine wares.
Because if you could actually talk to every single one, I mean, that would be amazing.
Hell on earth! Just a few days' walk from here. You have to hear this. In Silver Scallops, they say, without warning, attacked by Cuman troops in one afternoon. They burned down the whole
referring to the
village,
events of the first game.
killed all the villagers, and drove the local lord out of his own castle. You see what that ginger fox Sigismund is doing to our land? He wants to burn us all. Go on.
Alright, let's take a further look around. Because, I mean, they've got market stalls everywhere. Oh, hang on, you can interact with some of them. Oh, I've got some stuff this guy might want to buy.
I'll have a look at the wares.
A whole bunch of stuff to get rid of. Problem here is, of course, the trader only has 722 groschen. This is the problem with getting rid of expensive stuff like weapons and armour. Not everybody can afford to buy them from you. But I'll sell what I can.
I'd like to discuss the price.
Sure. Why not?
Let's see how much I can squeeze out of him. I don't want to overdo it, we'll just piss the merchant off.
Finally, a reasonable sum. Thank you, sir.
Right, I now
Come
have
again.
slightly more than 12,000 groschen. Seems like a lot. Wasn't that long ago I was struggling to come up with 20 groschen to pay for a bath at the Zelioff Wagoners Inn. Compared to that, it is a lot. And yet I can't help but feel that the cost of the good armour here in Kuttenberg is gonna... Hello, what's this? Menhard von Frankfurt.
I am
And Arnie the German.
You are a brave fechter. Why not test yourself against the Meister? No man in Kuttenberg is as good as Menhard.
The Germans challenging people to duels in the street.
All right. I'll challenge you.
Meisterfechter. I
Menhard
give
is
you
over
my
there,
word
not
of
far.
honor.
Tell him.
He who does not believe my word may try his skill against mine. I challenge any man to measure his sword against mine.
I said I'll take you on.
Who are you?
Ich bin Menhard, ein Meister des Langschwerts aus Frankfurt. You will not find ein besser Meister for miles around, I tell you. And with whom do I have die Ehre? Who are you?
Henry. I'm pleased to meet you.
Heinrich. Sehr schön. A famous German König once also bore that name. He contributed to the founding of the Heiliges Römisches Reich. A wise diplomat and brave warrior. Since you carry such a name, I offer you a duel. You can prove you too possess the courage and soul of a warrior. And do not bring shame to your famous name. When you show me how you handle a sword, I can tell you what to improve.
Would you teach me the art of sword fighting?
Kein Problem, but all in good time. Erst, you must show what you can do. Langschwert. Here now, yeah?
Strangely enough, I can actually understand almost all of this.
All right. Why not?
Wunderbar. I always like a good Kampf. But the Schwerter will be blunt, yeah? We do not want to lose our handsome faces, no? I'll lend you ein Schwert. Aber kein Harnisch. No armor, only clothing. That is the best Kampf.
So blunted longswords, no armour.
Sure. Just training swords. No armor. Works for me.
Good. Take off the steel and armor. You can keep your gambeson and let us get to work.
Well, not no armour. You let me wear my cloth armour. Which I suppose is only safe. They may be blunted longswords, but they're still longswords. So, I guess this'll do. Put my posh stuff on. I will, however, wear the gambeson. At least have some kind of protection.
All right, Menhard. I'm ready for a duel.
Gut, Heinrich. How about eine Wette?
Wette?
Wie sagt man das? A bet for some groschen, yeah? If you believe in yourself.
Is it just me, or is he drunk? In the middle of the morning?
Naturally. We're not going to work up a sweat for nothing, right? A nice wager will bring some tension into it.
Good, good. I like your attitude. We have spoken enough. Let us do it. So, Heinrich, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it.
Are we not going to get into trouble for this?
Ha!
Oof, you bugger. Wait,
Für den Anfang?
Master Strike. Remember how to do the Master Strike. Wait for him to attack, counter before he lands his blow.
Ha!
There we go.
Was zum...
There's a drunk getting in the way. Just wandering through the middle of the duel. Oh, we got him.
Du verdammter Mistkerl!
And
Come and take a gander.
mistimed the counter-attack.
That's enough! You know full well you've no right to conduct the art of sword fighting here. That's the privilege of our brotherhood.
Halt die Klappe. I am Meister of Longsword. You well know this right we have from the charter of your King Wenzel himself.
Meister Menhart, let me remind you that your petition was discussed by the town council, and your claim was rejected.
That decision was not just, and it went against the will of your king.
It's no use arguing, Deutscher. The council represents the king, and the council has decided in his name. Nicholas of Prague here is also a master longswordsman, and we don't need another. Any more than we need your foreign poses.
All right then. So while we face your Nikolaus or any other man, we shall see then who is der wahre Meister and who is just full of hot air.
Well, I'm ready when you are, Master Menhart.
No, I forbid any dueling here.
Master Nicholas, do not allow yourself to be provoked by this German cock-baiting. No doubt where they come from, they would rather hack each other in the streets than respect law and order. But here, we have more sense. And
also more rats.
If anyone is to clash swords here, it will only be when our brotherhood convenes a tournament, not when some Hundsfott feels like it.
Fick dich, du Metzgerschwein.
Enough of this, all of you! The council has decided this matter, and I won't waste any more time with your squabbling.
I believe I may have discovered a quest.
You've infringed on our regulations, and it's not the first time. You'll pay a fine.
Scheiße. That is ungerecht. Not just.
And you will be banished from the town, so that nothing like this happens again.
Yeah, I'm not having this. This is bullshit. The council can't override the king's law. Menhard has a charter.
Councillor, Menhard and Arn are friends of our good King Wenceslas. That's why they have his charter, isn't it? You don't want to treat someone of that stature like a common criminal or troublemaker. Show them the courtesy they deserve.
Fuck courtesy. To the pillory with them.
Trampling their honour and dignity underfoot is the same as trampling on the honour and dignity of our king.
Easy, Master Butcher. Kindly leave this matter to me. So, Master...
Henry.
Henry here is right in some respects. You have a charter from King Wenceslas, which, in truth, I cannot simply ignore. You will not be banished from the town, but I warn you, should this be repeated again, it will not be overlooked.
Ich verstehe, Ratsherr. Yes.
Good. I'm pleased to hear it. Nevertheless, you have actually been conducting the art of sword fighting illicitly. You shall therefore pay a fine, to which the Kuttenberg sword-fighting brotherhood will be entitled for the infringement of their right, which also applies to your eloquent spokesman, Henry.
Wait, me? Motherfucker.
Councillor, that would be all well and good if things were as you say. But that's not actually how it is. Because Meister Menhard here was not conducting any sword-fighting art.
Horseshit! What else would you be meeting up here with swords for, eh?
If he had actually been conducting the art of sword fighting, but Master Menhard here was only defending his honor in a duel because I wronged him.
Yeah, that is true.
Every man has the right to defend his honor. But tell me, how exactly did you offend Master Menhard so inexcusably that it came to swords?
I mocked Menhard's sword fighting skill.
Good for you. Menhard is only a master of loudmouth talk.
Come and prove it, du Feigling. We will see who is the Meister and who the loudmouth.
Easy, Emmeram. Don't do anything you might regret later. From what I hear, Master Menhard's art is not to be taken lightly.
Das stimmt.
What difference does that make? We've got you, Master, Nicholas. We don't need another master. Or do you think this here German is better than you?
Certainly not. No man here is a better master than I.
Why do we not test each other then?
Quiet! Stop this, all of you! I've had quite enough of your comparing cocks. Menhard was sword fighting here. That's indisputable. He breached the ban, and he will compensate the Kuttenberg Brotherhood. Ende.
Such audacity! I will not pay any Geldstrafe. Und schon gar nicht to this coward and cheat. Das ist ungerecht.
Enough of this. You will pay, or get 20 lashes of the cane in the stocks.
Scheiß drauf.
Verdammt! I will not put up with such disgrace. I would rather let you have your silver.
Henry?
Well, this is bullshit, but it's only 150 groschen.
I understand. I don't want to go to the stocks.
Here are the groschen I owe you.
Excellent. So, the matter is resolved. But if anything like this happens again, it will be the pillory for you. Alles klar?
Ja, ja, ich verstehe. Komm, Heinrich. We still have business to attend to. We are lodging in the Schenke Kaiser Karl, not far from here on Merchantstrasse. We will discuss our business there.
So, Schenke Kaiser Karl, King Charles Tavern?
You could kiss my ass.
Count yourself lucky you had your pal here. Otherwise, we'd have dragged you out of town with our teeth.
Dummheit! You would lose your teeth blitzschnell and end up on your arsch.
Stop this shit, all of you! I'm sure you all have better things to do. So off you go!
I am really looking forward to wiping the smile off the face of that butcher. You know, the big fat loudmouth one in the middle. Also, what the hell is going on over there? What is up with that woman in the cart?
How can I help you today, friend?
Show me your wares.
Let's have a look at his... Man, these prices. That's 1,500 groschen for a hat. I need to equip my own armour, though, just to be able to compare and tell whether or not any of his stuff is actually better than what I have. So if you look down on the bottom left, when I select an item that he's selling, any number in red means that his thing is worse, and any number in blue means that his thing is better. So this mail hood with a coat of arms, it's not that expensive. It's only 215 groschen, and it's better than my current neck armour. So I'll have that. Also this Saxon helmet. A snip at 1,538 groschen is better than the Houndskull helmet that I just picked up, so I'll have that as well. All of this body armour is better than the stuff that I have equipped too. The Kastenbrust cuirass, it's 2,500 groschen. Wow. Yeah, that 12,000 groschen that I had when I arrived in Kuttenberg, it's not looking quite as impressive anymore, is it? And don't forget, this is just a street vendor. Right, this is a blacksmith who isn't successful enough. Although the quality of his stuff is good, but this is a blacksmith who isn't successful enough to be able to afford his own shop. He's selling his stuff from a market stall in the middle of the street. Bearing that in mind, let's see how much all this is going to cost me. Oh my god. And I didn't buy everything that he was selling that was better than what I have.
You'll convince me with that price. Excellent.
Wow.
It was a pleasure doing business.
4,300 groschen. And that was with trading in the stuff that was going to get replaced. But this is a lot better than what I was wearing. So let's get that cuirass fitted. There we go. The new hauberk, the new helmet, the new gauntlets. This stuff is pretty good. Notice that my charisma is also maxed out, thanks to the Cavalier perk, which boosts your charisma when you're dressed up like a fancy knight in shining armour. Speaking of blacksmiths who are actually successful enough to be able to afford their own shops here in Kuttenberg, unless that sign is deceiving me, I believe I may have found an armourer. Oh, I can't wait to see these prices. It's another German.
Gepriesen sei der Herr. What do you need?
Show me your wares.
Oh, I knew I should have shopped around before coming here. Look at these Italian bassinets. I mean, they're 2,000 groschen, but they're better than the stuff I just bought. Oh. Okay. I mean, the rest of... You've got to be kidding me. The Noble's bassinet. It's nearly 4,000 groschen, but it's better than the helmet I just bought. How about the chest armor? Yeah, all of this stuff is better than the stuff I just spent nearly 5,000 groschen on. This chest armor alone is 4,100. That long hauberk's better than my mail armor. All of this stuff's better than what I currently have. Holy crap. The Milanese cuirass. It's 5,000 groschen. I mean, it's... wow. This place is going to break me. Look at this stuff. 3,000 groschen for a pair of gloves. Look at the prices of the leg armour. That's 4,000 for noble plate. Oh, no. And horse armour as well, of course. I really should have shopped around. I can't afford any of this stuff. Look at all the high quality blacksmithing stuff as well. You know, I think I might have to come back after dark and help myself to a 5-fingered discount. It seems like the smart way to gear up in Kuttenberg. What am I here for anyway? Oh yeah, that's right, I'm supposed to be finding Catherine, aren't I? She was working at an inn, trying to find out what had happened to John of Liechtenstein. Was that town guard staggering by drunk in the middle of the day? This town is amazing. I could be wandering around for days in this place trying to find Catherine by myself. And yes, Kuttenberg is so big it has its own map. Okay. Well, I've set a waypoint to the quest destination. Catherine's working as a maid in this inn, whatever it's called. Listening for news about John of Liechtenstein. Wait, is that her serving beer outside? What the hell is going on?
What did he give you for it?
Sure. I tell you.
I'll be with you in a minute, Catherine. This is too good to miss.
Look.
Yeah, the game's not exactly 100% bug-free.
Hey, my lovely. Zizka told me you found something out about Liechtenstein.
If only just Liechtenstein. I've only been here a couple of days, but I seem to know everything about this city and its sinful people. And about the Pope, the second Pope, Sigismund, Wenceslas, about the sickness of old men, the desires of young men, who I sometimes have to beat off with a stick. Simply everything. The tavern seems to be the fount of all knowledge.
You'll have to tell me more about the sinning part. That sounds interesting.
You youngsters are all the same, but work before pleasure. After we find Liechtenstein and free Cape Bon, we'll see.
I'll look forward to it. But anyway, about Liechtenstein. Anything new?
Well, there might be something. One of the girls I talked to told me her sweetheart frequents some nasty alehouse. And one of the regulars there recently started buying drinks for the whole house. Which is suspicious, because this fella is practically a beggar. Goatskin, they call him. They asked him where he got the coin, and he boasted that he was spying for some rich lord.
So Liechtenstein's hiring idiots now.
All right. That sounds promising.
Of course, it doesn't have to be Liechtenstein, but there can't be that many rich men who pay spies. And we have to start somewhere.
That's true. And you've spoken to this goatskin fella?
Not yet. I was rather hoping you'd do it. That grubby alehouse is a bit too wild, even for me.
That's saying something. Well, trying to get sense out of drunken wretches is quite a skill of mine. Does this place have a name?
I'm not sure if it's a name, but the locals call it the Hole in the Wall.
I see the owner's got a sense of humour.
Unfortunately, I don't think it's a joke. You'll find it in Hotprink. There's no other alehouse in that quarter.
So goat skin in the hole in the wall. I reckon I remember that. I'll go and check it out.
Before you go, I wanted to ask. Nobody ever told me why we're actually looking for this Liechtenstein fella.
He might know where they're holding Capon.
I'm sure lots of people might know that.
But Liechtenstein's on our side. At least I hope he still is. You never know these days.
But who is he? And why is he in Kuttenberg?
He's a young noble from Jobst's council. His family have domains in Moravia and Lower Austria. He's here to gather information about the enemy for Jobst. And judging by how important it was for Istvan to find out where he is, he's a real thorn in their side. And they're out to get him.
So we're getting involved in noblemen's schemes again. That means trouble.
I'll do my best not to get us mixed up in all that.
Sure you will. But it can't be helped. There's a war on, and we have to fight. Watch out for yourself, Henry. I have a bad feeling about that district.
You're not the only one.
Also, because Godwin blabbed in von Bergov's dungeon, the bad guys know that Liechtenstein is here in Kuttenberg, and they're looking for him. And it's our fault, so we do kind of need to find him and warn him. Well, I mean, I say it's our fault, that's not strictly true, it's Godwin's fault. I kept my mouth shut, he's the one who blabbed. He wasn't even the one they were sticking knives into. I mean, he did it for my sake. I'd already been stabbed once. He didn't want them to do it again. Still, definitely not my fault. So where's the innkeeper in this place? Because I need a... I mean, I have actually unlocked a fast travel point. The street outside counts as a fast travel point, but I'd like to have a room here if possible, where I can stash all of the stuff that I'm going to steal. Here we go.
Good afternoon, sir.
I'd like to eat and spend the night.
But of course, as you wish, sir. And for how long?
I'll be staying longer.
Aye, that can be arranged if you have the coin.
All right then, I'll pay right now. Here's your groschen.
120.
Agreed then. The room's yours. I'm sure you'll enjoy your stay, sir. The rooms are clean and there's a pot full of good food.
Where can I find my room?
Easy. You just go upstairs, and immediately on the left, you'll see the door with the green wreath hanging above it.
120 groschen. This room better be good. You can tell we're in the city. We're paying city prices. Jeez. So hopefully the room comes with a stash.
Careful.
Here we go. So I can save the game in my own bed here. Actually, I've got 2 beds. Awesome. And do I have a stash? Yes. Yes, I do. Good. It's going to come in very handy. Because I'm going to need some place to stow all of the stuff that I'm going to be helping myself to tonight from the various different armourers and weaponsmiths of Kuttenberg as I wander around their shops, giving myself a 5-fingered discount because I cannot afford to buy all of their stuff. So join me in the next episode as I pull a Troskowitz here in Kuttenberg and stagger around under the weight of all the good stuff that I'm going to be stealing. In the meantime, hope you enjoyed this one, and as always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.